People at IGN was able to play the new Elden Ring game? No way. What?
Need to say that the footage in this video was provided by Bandai Namco, as no capture was permitted during the event.
Of course.
So unfortunately, some of the
a little TLDR, Elden Ring is making a new game supposedly. It's going to be like a roguelike game that you drop in with 3 people or something like that. You get to, like, you know, but get loot and fight bosses and shit like that. That's all I know about it, so this is completely new to me.
really cool things I talk about may not always be perfectly represented on screen. Now, on to the preview.
Tragedy must be averted.
I know her, I think.
And for that, I need your help.
Elden Ring Nightreign is not.
So, like, what's the storm thing? Like, is it? I heard some rumors about it that it's not going to be a battle royale. But like, what's the storm for then? I mean, of course, the video's gonna explain it to me, but
Thought it was. But as a former battle royale enjoyer, I can't help but compare the white knuckle moments I get when the storm closes in on me.
Yeah, I just said that.
In those last gripping moments of a half-hour-long session of a Fortnite match, to the nail-biting bits where I'm desperately trying to outrun the encroaching circle and make it to a life-saving.
It's like, do you just instantly die or something like that when it touches you? 'Cause, like, look, he's kind of like in it, right? Look, he's kind of in it, right? Because he's obviously in the fire burning stuff, kind of, right?
Desperately trying to outrun the encroaching circle and make it to a life-saving site of grace.
But they're not really showing like his health going down or anything, so I'm really curious to see how that's gonna go. And would this mean that there's gonna be like matches, like quick play matches or something? That's interesting.
In
that's
Nightreign,
interesting.
PvP elements are completely absent in Nightreign.
Okay, it looks like Elden Ring. Plays like Elden Ring.
One bit.
Wait, what is that? Dude, flew up into the sky. That reminds me of the little anime mods that PC players do. I said it like I'm not on PC, but you know, you guys on the mods and stuff, they be doing like little anime fights where they be flying through the air and turning into certain bosses and shit like that.
Not missed. One still, you'll drop into a map with a squad.
You sure it's not a battle royale? What? Are you serious? This is not a battle royale? There's no way.
Start from nothing and spend your time ransacking the map to hopefully power yourself up for the final battle.
Oh, so there is an end goal. Okay.
From the risk-reward moments of looting a church for one more flask charge as the circle closes in, to the wave of sadness you feel when experiencing a...
Are these the similar or the same bosses that were actually in the game? By the way, I did not beat Elden Ring. I do have the game. Don't beat me up for that. You see what happened was I tried playing it. I played with my cousins and shit, and I got my ass beat. I got 60 hours in the game. Oh God. Anyways, I did not beat Elden Ring, so I do not know all the bosses or anything, right? But they do look pretty similar to even me. So I'm just curious if they're going to recycle
so much
bosses.
time building yourself up, it's hard not to see the battle royale influences.
Yeah.
But after 4 hours,
but can I kill my teammate? You know, like some team kill, just throw them off a map or some shit like that. Like, you know, that's where the money at. That's where the clips come from.
Stress test build. I'm ecstatic to report that Nightreign probably won't tarnish the Elden Ring name.
Oh, okay. Well, then again, this is IGN, so like, you know, their word doesn't really mean that much. But you know, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm curious to see. He sound like he liked the game at least, and that's rare for IGN, it seems.
When beginning a match, you'll be given a choice to pick one of 4 available classes, though there will be a total of 8 when Nightreign launches. The current options will be the all-arounder Wilder, the speedy glass cannon Duchess, the tanky Guardian, and the magic-wielding Wreck.
Bro, I gotta go magic. Because I'm a bitch. I'm just gonna be completely honest. It's obviously gonna be the easiest one. Like, yeah, I mean, I gotta go magic just so I can piss people off, and they're gonna say that I'm going the easy route. Yeah. I'm like, why wouldn't I?
Each class has its own strengths and weaknesses, of course. But in my time with this build, I found that the most fun class to play was the Duchess, thanks to her powerful abilities and swift and nimble dodges.
Or, you know, maybe I might, if they have, I didn't really hear all the classes, but maybe if they got someone like a crossbow or like a gun or something, I totally want to do that. I did that in like Path of Exile. I'm the mercenary or whatever, and I kind of like it. I don't know, it's like, I like shooting things. So if I can shoot things and then not necessarily be magic, I'll go for it. I like that too.
I also spent some time with the Recluse, which was incredibly powerful, but I ran out of FP quite often, and with no FP flasks, they aren't in this Elden Ring, she'll definitely be one of the harder classes to play effectively.
Interesting.
Each class comes equipped with a leveling path, which I'll talk about more in a moment, but...
So, okay, wait, because I'm going to assume that this is going to be like you go in, it's a run, you get loot, you level up. So now the question is, he said like a leveling whatever thing. Is it a leveling path for that run, or is it a leveling path for that character overall? I'm really
more
curious
importantly,
about that.
they all have unique skill and ultimate abilities. The
That's
Duchess,
cool.
for example, has an incredibly powerful skill that repeats the last 1.5 seconds of damage an enemy.
What? It repeats the what? So is there a cap on it or something? I would assume it have to be a cap. Imagine you just repeating certain skills over and over.
Has just taken, and it has a short cooldown to boot. Also, it's not just your damage, it's everyone.
What? I might be playing the Duchess or whatever that character or class is. What? That sounds
Damage.
overpowered.
So while you're flipping around the battlefield landing attacks, you're also waiting for huge health spikes to try and capitalize on doubling that damage. It's great stuff. Other skills also match the class.
What's that? Is that her power activating to show us how
doubling
it is?
that.
I don't know
Other
what that
skills
is. That's
also
interesting.
match the class's predetermined role. The Wilder can do a blast attack to try to land big damage.
What the fuck? That's pretty cool, bro.
The Guardian
Whoa.
can create a large shield,
That's the one we
both
saw earlier.
negating damage and reviving
That's
fallen
lit.
allies. While the Recluse can curse an enemy, granting all attackers HP and FP bonuses.
Oh, okay.
So while players can double up class
I'm not a team player though, so fuck that.
in a run,
I
it's
don't care.
always a good idea to talk about team strengths and weaknesses to diversify your group.
Weaknesses of my teammates being bad, bro. I feel it's gonna happen.
When starting completely fresh, players will find themselves in Nightrein's Roundtable Hold. After matchmaking with 2 other random players,
Oh, so you can do random people. I was gonna do it with my cousins and stuff, so I wasn't really sure. But okay, you can do random people too. That's lit. But like that means that like I said earlier, you could get bad players, and I'm gonna get pissed. They're gonna get me killed or take my loot. I'm assuming loot isn't shared or something, right?
or play, and everyone will soar
Okay,
over Limvale, not Limgrave, before landing and beginning their run.
Okay.
A full run of Nightrain lasts around 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how fast you take down the ending bosses. While it's presented as a 3-day cycle, it really boils down to 5 separate phases. Day 1, Night 1, Day 2, Night 2.
So it's 5 days and 5 nights, duh, right? But that's pretty okay. That's cool. So I'm assuming you keep playing this over and over and over and over. You'll eventually get to the point where you can just like kind of speed run it or some shit like that. That's gonna be cool. But I feel like wouldn't it get like tiring eventually, right? I would assume so. Not tiring, but it would get boring, and or the people will start losing interest because they just know all of the what to do's and what not to do's and shit.
And
right? They'll start like maxing out everything.
When Day 1 begins, the map is fully open, and that's when you'll begin exploring and leveling up. Everyone's level 1 at the outset with basic starting gear,
I like those
save
swords.
for relic.
When I played the mage or whatever, or wizard, whatever you want to call it, in Elden Ring, when I was playing, I actually liked that move for a bit. If they had, I think they had that move. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I remember going to like some wizard school and they were kicking my fucking ass in there, bro. I definitely remember using something similar to that sword shit.
The end of every round that grant you persistent buffs between matches, with better relics being offered for better performances. Once landed, my team always beelined for the first enemy camp we could find.
See, look, that's exactly what I'm saying though. So like they've only played for what, a few hours, few days, whatever, and they already know that to beeline to certain things. I'm assuming they'll level up fast or get certain loot or whatever. I just feel as though if it's not randomized or some shit like that, people are just gonna be like knowing exactly what to do. Won't be having fun
boost
anymore.
of experience to begin leveling up,
We will
which
see,
was
we will
key
see.
to defeating stronger foes. From there, you'll decide what your team wants to
just said
do
get
by
over
looking
here,
at the
basically.
surrounding area on
That's
the
cool.
map, as it will be littered with points of interest for you to explore. Each point of interest typically comes with predictable rewards. Churches will house a flask charge to increase your overall health potion uses. Castles will feature a mini-boss that drops more powerful gear, and rises, similar to Ronnie's Rise found in the lands between, will present a simple puzzle to solve before entering to find even more gear. Just to name a few of many. Where to go in Limvale feels kind of overwhelming at first, but
So like I think that's good though. It should be overwhelming because if this is something you're gonna repeat over and over and over and over and over, you know, if it's little, you'll get used to it way too fast.
the threat of the ever-closing circle will eventually train your brain to keep on the move.
Okay.
Speed is the name of the game during the day cycle, and luckily everything seems to be built around that. For starters, leveling up is as quick as a
So
button.
it looks like you don't just like burn immediately just by being in the fire or whatever. I'm assuming part of the map just disappears or some shit like that, and you just can't go there anymore, I would assume. But like, he
As I
obviously was running
mentioned,
through the damn
each
fire.
of the 4 network test classes has a predetermined stat upgrade path. So when you run up to a site of grace to refill your health, FP, and flash charges, you'll also be presented with the leveling menu, which only requires you to press confirm to increase your level.
Okay.
Heck, you may even have enough rooms to level up 3 or 4 times, and with 3 or 4 button presses, you're all done and substantially more powerful.
Okay.
If you have experience in Souls games, the day phases should be a breeze. While searching the map for loot
I'm assuming the night phase is where the real stuff happens. I'm assuming at least.
upgrades, I ran into recognizable Elden Ring mobs. My
That's
team
good.
and I decided to take down a camp, but first we had to fight 3 scattered fire chariots before getting our loot.
I fucking hated them things. Don't they pick you up and like put you inside of them or some bullshit like that, bro? They're fucking annoying. I do not like them. I hate that damn boss.
Another time, we climbed to the top of a castle to fight a godskin noble. That should be scary, but with 2 other tarnished by your side.
Yeah, I bet, because like now the boss is gonna be targeting one person while your homie just slapping him in the ass. That's kind of weird that I said that, but you get what I mean though, just beating them and shit.
These
Okay,
mobs and
okay.
bosses
That's
go
cool.
down
That's
pretty
cool.
fast.
I like that.
Moving around is also way faster than in the original Elden Ring. You
That's
won't be
cool.
clawing the controller anymore, since
That's cool.
sprinting
Okay.
is moved from circle, or B, to simply clicking the left stick.
Okay.
Sprinting is
Okay.
also about
I never played controller anyway, but that's still cool.
twice as fast as the regular Elden Ring. Fall damage? Nope.
That's also cool. I could just jump off of shit. That's cool. I mean, times I died to fall damage, y'all. Oh my god, it's not even funny. Or
run up-
how many times a boss knocked me off of something that I actually could go to, but it was just a little bit too high. It
Balls
pisses me
parkour
off,
style,
bro.
or use spirit springs to get around. Besides just rune hunting to raise your level, you'll also be trying to build a character to take on the night bosses. There is no armor, save for shields, in Nightrain. Only 6 weapon slots and 2 amulet slots.
What do you need 6 weapon slots though? Is switching the weapons like some type of bonus or something like that? 6 slots? That's weird.
How it works is, in typical Elden Ring fashion, you can switch between your left and right-handed weapons and shields on the fly, but everything on your person will give you buffs. For example, let's say you found a Reduvia dagger with high bleed. If you so
Wait, what that say? Hold up.
buffs. For example, let's say you found a Reduvia dagger with high
That shit gives you 90, I'm assuming 90 attack, 10% improved chain attack finishers. I don't know what the fuck that means, but and it adds a kick. I'm assuming that means it adds a kick or something like that. But 90 damage, I'm assuming that's good, right? He just found it on the damn ground or whatever. That sounds good to me. But does that mean that if I can find 4 of these, I'm gonna have 360 like damage or whatever? Or I'm confused with that. But that sounds cool. That sounds cool. I like that.
This
That's cool.
could be the start of a bleed build. Now let's say
And they
you
just be dropping. So like, what if you have like some like different type of items or whatever? Like this is for enchantments or whatever, I'm assuming. But like,
take down a boss and you're presented with
okay.
a few
Oh,
other
okay.
weapons
That's cool.
to choose from.
Improve
The
item
bleed
discovery.
build. Now let's say you take down a boss and you're presented
I don't know if that's good or not, but I would assume so, right? Probably make the rarity better, the actual item itself, the type of items or some shit like that.
with a few other weapons to choose from, and you spot a spear that increases your status effect buildups.
Okay.
You're not going to use that spear, as you'll want to stick with your dagger. But you'll still
I think
benefit
that's
from the status
cool.
effect buildup the spear provides just by
So
having
it
on
gives a freaking, I think I messed up my headphones, but it basically gives like a little, not a bonus, but a reason to use just about all items.
your person.
That's
Think of
cool.
it almost like a roguelike. Sometimes the synergy of weapon effects and stat upgrades you'll get will
Boost rune acquisition for a time. That's
build
lit.
off
Okay.
each other so well that you'll eventually start melting
Boost physical damage negation for a time. Okay. I'm assuming there's like some shit you pop and it's like a boost for a little bit or whatever. Or you eat it or some shit like
and
that. I would
right.
assume,
Other
at least.
times you'll want something
That means
like
you can probably
a
stack
poison
them up
build,
or something.
only to keep getting weapons that increase your FP regeneration. Bummer. Weapons aren't the only rewards either. Oftentimes,
This says dormant power. What is he using to upgrade this? I have no idea. Like, is it a level thing? Is it a point you get for defeating the boss, but it says Flash slowly restores HP. Poison or Scarlet Rot in vicinity continuously restores HP. I think that's cool. I don't fucking know. Extends spell effect duration. That also sounds pretty cool. 30% too. That's
you'll
not
get
bad.
to
Okay.
choose a stat upgrade or a modifier. Some of these are less exciting than others.
That makes sense. If they were all good, then it'd be overpowered.
Increase in
So
physical damage. Useful, yes. Exciting, not so much. Other times you'll get something really cool like a passive power-up that drops a big voice-breaking lightning strike.
I want to see it
every time you dodge, or an enemy's
what?
Glowing frost nova every time.
What? What? Wait, it gotta be a cooldown, right? Of course, if there was no cooldown, it'd be overpowered. But you just dodge and it does damage. Imagine you just keep dodging around the boss or some shit.
Time you begin to sprint. You can work these into your build for some powerful combinations. While the day phases can feel like a walk in the park, it's the night bosses that serve as a real skill check.
Okay.
After the circle has closed enough to end a day phase, a minor urge
Oh, so you don't just die from it or whatever. It's just like basically saying that your time is almost up or something, I guess. Okay.
will appear, signaling that it's time to take on the night boss. Over the hours I played, my team ranged from...
Does it just reset, I'm guessing? Like as soon as it's over, the circle resets again, and then it does the exact same thing where it closes in on you every time or some shit like that, and just keep doing it over and over and over? I'm confused.
Completely
But it doesn't
decimating
sound like
the night one boss to barely scraping by. If someone goes down, you'll revive that person by simply attacking their downed body.
What?
With
You
ever
smack
increasing
them to
attacks
death?
needed,
Or
the more
you
often
smack
they drop.
them, smack them alive? There we go.
Regardless, the way the night
Kill 'em
one
alive,
ends will
kill
usually
'em
inform
dead,
you on
whatever.
how the rest of the run will go. I've seen teams come back from barely scraping by the night one boss, but if that boss was tough, you're likely behind in your leveling, and you'll have an uphill battle ahead of you to have a chance.
So wait, I can't just I wonder if I can just ego chow it. You know, fuck it. I don't care if I struggle on the first boss. I'm gonna still beat the last boss. No gear, no weapons, light work.
Against
Just
the night
smack that
2
shit around.
boss.
Get my homie to carry me. There we go.
Day 2 begins the same way Day 1 did. You'll once again have a full map to explore to level and find better equipment and power-ups. Occasionally, you'll be invaded by a random Margit the Felloman who will chase you until he dies or he wipes your party. If your team
So do you kill him and get something cool, or is it just to keep you running, bro? What the fuck?
wipes during the day, you'll drop your runes and respawn at the nearest site of grace.
But if it's at night, you lose the run.
Cover your runes, but the main thing lost here is time, which was wasted fighting an enemy you didn't get a reward from, and
what? That's crazy. So it's literally a waste of your time then.
wasted having to recover your lost runes.
That's dumb.
If your team wipes during a night boss, it's game over, and you'll need to begin a new run. By the time Night 2 rears its ugly head, it's time for the final skill check. During our playtest, we were met with 2 different night bosses. You'll either be faced with the Centipede Demon, who is tough but feels somewhat manageable, or 3 Sentinel Knights that really suck. In my 6 or 7 full runs of nightreign, my team was only able to get past Night 2 just once. Finally,
damn, that's a good thing. It means it's hard, but like if it's too hard, it's gonna be bad, right? But no, I mean, I think it's good if it's too hard. Like, give people a challenge. Give people like time to like practice it, play with it, and all that shit. Maybe lose a few times. Maybe just have fun. Maybe combine stuff. You know. I think
Day
that's
3
good,
is incredibly straightforward. There isn't one. Instead, you'll be able to spend your last bit of runes either leveling up or buying consumable items from a vendor. And then you and your team will take on the final boss of the run.
Okay.
As I mentioned before, depending on how far you got in your run, each player will be rewarded with a relic that provides a persistent upgrade for your characters. These can range from simple stat increases.
All right, that's the thing that can make the lightning spawn or whatever when you roll. If that's the case, that's pretty damn cool. But you could get a bad one though.
Modifiers that will set you on a build path right from the jump. For my preview, this seems to be the only meaningful progression nightreign has to offer.
Okay. That answered my question earlier. Then that basically means that like you don't really keep anything, but this buff, it sounds like you keep or whatever when you get a new character or a new run. I mean, that's pretty cool. Okay, but can you have bad buffs like a weakness? That'd be crazy. You do 10% less damage for the first 3 nights.
Though I imagine the full game may have more in store for us. Elden Ring nightreign is a lot of fun, Pulling off victories by the skin of your teeth provides the same sense of accomplishment you felt when taking down some of Elden Ring's toughest foes. The moment a round ended, I couldn't wait to jump back in to see what kind of build I'd get the next time around. And the cheer my team let out when we finally took down that blasted day 3 boss reminds me why I love the Souls-like genre so much.
Yeah, that's one thing I love, bro. Dying 200 times and finally beating that shit, bro. Be pissing me off. But it does feel good when you finally do it, bro. It just feels even worse when you don't do it after 200 deaths and you're just sitting there mad as fuck, but you can't break none of your equipment because it took you forever to buy this shit and you're just mad. So,
nightreign could be seen as a little content light, so I'm incredibly interested to
if
see
it's like
how it shakes out when it
a network test, that makes
sometime
sense. Of course,
in 2025.
Right?
But for now, it's been a few days since I've played nightreign, and still, it's all I think about.
Well, of course you would say that you're like a game reviewer person, though. Of course.
I absolutely can't wait to jump back in for more.
Okay.
For more previews from IGN, make sure to check out our recent hands-on impressions of Dune Awakening and South.
Actually, I want to play Dune Awakening. I kind of forgot about that game.
Of Midnight. And for everything else in the world of video.
Okay. IGN, that was a nice video. I liked it. You guys watch how they rank it like a 6 because it's IGN and stuff. That's just how they do things. They're crazy, it seems. But it sounds cool. I like it. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be like the next Elden Ring or next Elden Ring 2 or nothing like that. It just seemed like the company is having fun. They just said, "Fuck it, we're just gonna make something, and you guys can enjoy it. Don't enjoy it, but it's something we thought of." It sounds interesting enough. Maybe someone like me who only have 60 hours in Elden Ring could probably actually finish the damn game, right? Because it seems shorter. I actually have a goal. I was so overwhelmed when it came to Elden Ring. But with all that said, it does sound promising, and I actually saw it on Steam or whatever. I know it's not out just yet, but I saw the whatever thing. It looks pretty cool. I can't wait to see it. But that's all. Thank you guys for watching and everything. And yeah,